those of you who may not know, this is for energy. Energy is classed in so many different ways. We have the scientific term, which is basically momentum, or has to move, or putting something into an object to move it. Then we have energy to where we know as something that we produce. Our bodies produce very minute amount every day, actually every minute, every second of our lives. It is not the same energy as a candle, but we can produce heat. Lost track already. How many here believe they can feel the energy off someone else? Okay, all you that raised your hands, you're right. Those of you that didn't, I imagine you probably never really figured you felt it. Did you ever feel energy of somebody else? You have felt someone else's energy, whether you recognize it or not. A good example is, let's say you're sitting down, you're studying, or you're reading the book, and a friend or a family member sneaks up behind you. They're as quiet as can be, and you just, hi Frank. You acknowledge that they're there. You know that they're there. Translation, you felt them. The movie Matrix is a really great example of how we put off energy. They're pretty well close of how much energy we put off that can power cities. Now, if we could tap into ourselves, we'd walk around charging our batteries all the time on our cell phones. It'd be a slow one, but we do it. We can use this energy to actually help each other too. If you think about it, a good example would be if you're sitting in a room and everybody's quiet, like right now, and all of a sudden you have somebody laughing. Everybody else is going to start laughing along or smiling and feeling the energy off of that and having a good time. I know people that's recording on the recording right now can't see, but over half the room right now has smiled off of one person giggling. Now, if they continued laughing and giggling and feeling a little happy, everyone else is going to start smiling. I've got over 3/4 of the room starting to smile. And a lot of people aren't doing it because they see each other laughing or smiling or hear them. They're doing it because you're feeling it. It's a shared experience. We share this energy all the time. Now, to control this energy that we put off, it takes time, concentration, and a lot of meditation. We can learn to control our own energy to protect ourselves. Some of us have learned how to protect ourselves from others' emotions. And we've learned this through the reasoning of we don't want to feel everybody when they're angry. We want to get away from people that are angry. It's negative. It doesn't feel right. And some of us have learned to put up shells to where we can block this. Some of us haven't. And you get a little agitated along with that person, and the empathy is going the wrong way. Empathy is a strong thing. You can feel anything anyone else is putting out. If you can't control it, you're going to feel it. Negative energy is a very strong energy, but at the same time, it drains you very fast. That's why it doesn't last long. But there are some of us that can exhume a lot of it, and then we tire out real fast when we do. The positive energy lasts a little longer. Laughter, it's because we want it more. Oh, I had some great questions all lined up for y'all. Show of hands, how many of you have felt energy off another person? Okay, we have about half the room. Show of hands, how many people have felt energy off a light bulb? We have a few others that don't, that kind of mix. Okay, now, how many of you have ever walked into a room where a lot of music is playing, it's the music you like, and it feels like fun? Okay, now how many of you have walked into a room where the music's playing, and it's the music you like, but it's a little scary? Okay. In other words, you either have a person that's very negative in the room, or there's too much energy in the room and it's over influence you. Some of us can't handle all that. It's okay. It's not going to hurt you. I think that falls under the guidance of inverted and extroverted. We label a lot of stuff. Inverted, you'd like to be by yourself. You don't like the influence of other people around you that much, or too many people around you. How many of you, if you have too many people around you, get scared or nauseous? Other people? Your basic crowd, like if you're walking downtown and there's a giant crowd of people for an event and you walk into the middle of it. Oh, what?
Much shielding. Was this an event I was planning to go to? Was this an event that I just happened to walk upon?
Walk upon.
I'm running for the hills.
Until I determine what's going on.
Yeah. Too much energy, too much over influence. My daughter I can use her as an example. She doesn't like having more than two people talking to her at once. It's too much energy, too much influence, too much bombardment. If you're feeling that anxiety when you walk into a crowd, and if it's different from when you walk into a different crowd, you're feeling a different form of energy. The energy we put off every day, as you know, changes depending on your mood. And we have to replenish this energy by food or by others. You can pull energy off other people. Now, I do not suggest you doing this without permission. Because if you do pull energy off other people, trying to uplift yourself, you're a little vampire. Okay? Not necessarily you can't drain a person, because the person can't give off everything that they have. Now, before I gave you all a test, a few of you took it. We're up here. And another example of energy transference is We have transference in crystals. People have learned to use this energy and put it into crystals. Now, I want to ask, as it just gets part of my head, okay, how many of you, it's okay, Kate. No, don't worry about it. How many of you felt a really strong power or energy coming from one of the objects I left on the table today? Which one?
Green.
What?
For me, it was green.
Green? What? Green? Huh? More than one? Which one? Three of them? Five? Okay. How many of you felt there's really strong energy coming from there is one handkerchief with skulls on it? That's a flashlight. Exactly. That's called unnatural energy. We have put energy mechanically into an object. The green is a healing crystal ball. The blue is actually a large crystal.
The paisley blue or the solid one?
What?
The paisley or the solid blue?
The paisley, the bright blue right there. Yeah, because I put a lot of energy, my own energy in there. And I gotta walk over here to the top. Be right back, folks. Oh, I'm sorry. Who chose this as the powerful one?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
This one? That's the flashlight.
Yeah, that was the strongest that
That was the strongest. This, not the flashlight. I'll step in front of the camera just to show what everybody thought, or a few of you thought the strongest one was. Nice opal-like crystal, shape of an egg. And I did load it as much as I could. But, so, a lot of you have just proven that we can load all sorts of crystals. I pulled from those. I left that one alone.
There was something there, but it wasn't.
let me grab it.
There you go. Okay.
What is under the solid?
The solid what?
Whatever it is.
Solid.
The
Maybe
the
blue.
solid one.
Solid one?
Yeah.
The black one right here?
I thought it was dark blue.
Another crystal.
I didn't get anything from that one or the flashlight. It's like
Didn't. But a lot of you got from here. This is a healing one. Okay? I have used this over the years for people with a lot of stress. And they have put a lot of anxiety. I've never really cleansed this. I even had one young lady who had a severe anxiety attack because the boyfriend mistreated her, basically left her at the dinner table with the bill. She was just she thought this was the one. And it freaked her out. And then he started chasing her down the street. And that's when I picked her up in an Uber. And I used this to help calm her down. I haven't changed it because she actually unconsciously put her energy in there. Her anxiety, her fears in this one. This one's just basic glass. There's no crystal. Thank you, Wish. But this one, I have felt so many energies go through it, and I've never really wanted to remove it because it's a pure example of how much we can put into something. maybe one day this thing will start to put off heat.
They may say or one day
I've had them fracture too. In other words, if I wanted to today, right now, if I taught you how to produce heat, or actually think about this and put it in your hand for just a few minutes. If you're willing to, I'll pass it around. Okay? I want you to put as much energy as you can into this crystal. All right? Here's the thing. Positive energy. I want you to do a not a Peter Pan. Well, yeah, Peter Pan. Think a happy thought. And put it in the crystal, pass it around the room. Now the goal is, we'll see how much energy we can put into this, and I hope, and in theory, we might break it. So, you're first. Now, while that's happening, who here would like to learn how to start recognizing energy?
Throughout my life, I have no idea if I feel energy or not. I'm more thinking that I just am imagining it as opposed to actually feeling it.
Okay. Now, just take your hand out in front of you. Feel the air around it. I know some of you have had your hand closed for a while. There's a little bit of sweat maybe in there. You can feel kind of cool air there. All right, now take it and get as close to your arm as possible without touching it. Do you feel something different as you get closer to your arm? When you feel something different, raise your hand back up. Okay. You just felt your own energy. This is something you recognize every day. But to know it and feel it, it's the same thing you can feel off someone else. So, if you can, reach over to the person next to you and don't touch them. You can do hand to hand or get close to them. Now, do you feel a space around them? Feel something unique? If you feel that, that's the other person's energy. And now you just exchanged energy. I missed that.
Adler is mine.
Now, that little bit of energy you can exchange at any time. That little bit of energy is what we actually give off every day. It's the energy that's deeper inside you that you don't want to let go. That's what makes you you. When you're happy, it's actually, we're going to talk about auras too. Happy, it's going to change colors. You're sad, it's going to change a different color. According to the aura spectrum, the darker the color of light around you, the more towards, you're thinking towards yourself, you're not thinking of others, you're not that trustworthy, or you're more conscious of just taking care of yourself, no one else. And it can also mean the darker the colors, like browns, blacks, dark blues, it also means you're very protective of yourself, brighter colors or more sharing colors. More want to actually be out with others, want to actually talk with others. But don't always register. If you go off a list of aura colors, and they'll give a definition. You're orange. You're in a sunny mood. Prevalent to gardening or watching things grow. And then you look over the next one. Your heart's afire, you're looking for lust. Everybody's different, everybody's mood changes, your colors change. And it fits you. And that's what I love about auras, different colors. It doesn't matter what color skin you are, you're going to have different colors. It doesn't matter if you're short, tall, thin, plump. It's your colors. And you can match colors with somebody you've never met on the other side of the world. It's just your energy, and it's how we're seeing. I have put a screen up behind me, okay? After which, what's going to happen is, you get to go up there, sit down, and you get to look in the mirror. And what you're going to look at is your outline. Okay? And keep staring at it. And just for a few seconds, you're going to close your eyes, count to 10, then open your eyes, and look at that one spot beside you that you were looking at. And the more you concentrate, the more you're going to see a certain color start to come out. That's why I have a pure white background. Now in the 60s, a gentleman, I can't remember the name, developed a certain liquid that was used in film, which also developed, and you could see, you can take pictures of people's aura. That liquid, thank you, U.S. government, was outlawed. They claimed it had other sort of attributes that was harmful. And it's really not that harmful at all. It's not any more harmful than bleach. But if you look up on the internet, you can actually find a way to create it yourself. Anyways. No. Like you couldn't find that out on your own anyways. Another form of energy is the man-made. It's what we're seeing by right now, electricity. And that is the higher form, more powerful form. You touch it, you know you're going to get shocked. You put it in a light bulb, you know it's going to get hot. It's going to burn. Oddly enough, we're just the same way. The more energy we put in ourselves,
Where'd it go?
Under your
Next to your
chair.
leg, the leg of the chair.
there's an energy drink underneath me. Believe me, I've been running all day. The more you put in, your heart's going to start going. How many of you have had an energy drink and felt your heart just going 90-0? Like you just ran a marathon you didn't intend to. Okay. Your heart's thumping, your blood's flowing, and you're just feeling really hyped up. You're burning. You're burning brighter. You're going to put off a lot more energy. You're actually going to be the glowing bulb that's running around. It's actually been measured when someone is on like vitamin B12 or high amounts of caffeine, you actually put out more energy, more power to you, and you burn out a lot faster. And then you crash, then you go to sleep, you wake up the next day, do it all over again. recharge. It's a natural recharge. When you sleep, you naturally recharge. Your body feels better. Your body wakes up. You go again. I'm going to endorse do not drink energy drinks. If you do, once in a blue moon. It's unnatural. You will burn out fast. And it doesn't help you in the long run. You get addicted to it. And it's kind of like looking for that negative energy that you thought made you feel good. But it actually shouldn't make you feel good. You know what's wrong for you, but you keep on going for it. We all look for that negative energy that is actually, you think it's this, how do I put this? But they love me. But they want me. I know they're not talking to me right. I know they're mistreating me, but they want me. This isn't negative. It can be a friend, it can be a loved one. If it's bringing you down more than bringing you up, it's a negative. If you're crashing after drinking an energy drink, it's not a real positive, it's a negative. It's going to make you crash. Little bits, just like life, little bits goes a long ways. We need to experience things in life to actually understand it. So I'm going to give back before I finish up to, and actually I want some, if you have questions, please ask. Do interrupt me if you want. Where was I going back to? Huh? Oh, energy balls? Oh, the energy balls. Oh, yes, I better cover that. Thank you, Kate.
That's my favorite thing to do.
There's a crystal. Okay.
Kate, don't break it on your own.
Yeah.
I tried.
You tried? Okay. Focusing your energy. You will all have learned how to feel it and experience it. Now, how many of you can actually recognize the energy field around you? Okay. For those of you who didn't raise your hands, you are feeling it right now. You're just used to it. It's never going away. Feel the air around you. Okay? You don't even have to open your hands. Feel the clothes on you. Energy, you have to have that energy to actually feel that. Feel your clothes, feel your shoes, feel your socks. If you didn't have that, basically your nerve endings would be dead. So you actually are feeling the energy around you. Now, let me put these things up because they're addicting. Good addiction.
Bad addiction on the floor.
Bad addiction under the chair, yes. Okay. I'm going to take a knee. Okay. All right. Put your hands out like this. Okay. Feel the air around you. Now I want you to take that air and all that energy, and I want you to start trying to focus it to the palms of your hands. Try to imagine a tingling sensation in the palms of your hands and your fingers, the inside of your fingers. Focus on that. Now I want you to start bringing your arms together. And if you start feeling a tingling sensation intensify, you are building what is called an energy ball. And the more you bring it in, the stronger it should feel. And the more you concentrate on it, the stronger and the brighter this is going to feel. until you feel what may be a sphere in your hands. Okay? Now, if you're closing your hands, you're containing it to a very small point. You keep your hands open, you're keeping it rotating, you're keeping it moving. This energy ball will not stop moving. Okay? Now, here's the fun part we're going to do. How many of you have an energy ball in your hand? Or feel something tingling in your hands? Raise them up high. Raise your hands up high. You don't have to let it go. Okay. When I count to 3, clap your hands. 1, 2. Oh, I bet you can't wait. 3. How's your hands feel?
Not just the hands.
Okay. Some of you got tingling sensation all over. Did it all work through? I'm still holding on to mine if you haven't noticed. I haven't let mine loose. That's because I can do this.
Yeah.
For those of you that just twinged, I know you're extra sensitive. I've been practicing my energy for over 5 years. 10, 15 years ago, I walked through several crowds and realized I wasn't really walking through crowds. Spirits carry energy too. And when you are receptive to them, they love to talk to you. They want to be around you, or they want to go home with you. I've cleansed my house on how many times? Because that child. But we got her to snort. But using the energy around you, you can actually create a shield. I had to learn this to actually protect myself from said things, so they would leave me alone. You start hearing voices in your head and turn your head, that's what everybody's going to start thinking. You've gone bonkers.
They don't worry that about me anyway.
Unless you're around some good friends who are like, hey, we know what you're doing. But energy balls are a good way to focus and learn how to control yourself and your energy. If you can take this energy ball and recognize it and feel it and make it float around the room and come back to you, you're controlling a mass. I see 2 people over there playing around with their energy balls. You're just sharing. You can share these things with you. You can share these little things.
I'm trying really hard not to just
Go for it.
love you, kiddo.
Trust me, all it does is goes, that's it. I've done it.
Maybe you need a bigger ball.
Oh, it does nothing. It's like hitting a log with a noodle. Now, some of you are passing energy balls around. Okay? If you want to have somebody share with you, go ahead, please. It's a good way to practice. And for those that are actually sensitive, if you learn how to pass the energy ball, you can learn how to actually put out your energy, which is what I do during DJ. I put out a happy feel. I want to make everybody happy. I put out as much energy as I can to make everybody want to feel the flow of the DJ, the music, and have fun. Yes, I influence. Yes, shoot me. But if you learn to focus this energy, you can actually do certain things with it. To those that are sensitive, to those that are sensitive.
Like, which one?
He's talking to me.
Uh-huh.
Why? Because I saw great fireworks over there?
No. Just smiling and trying to make you giggle a little. I do have a friend. She's not here. I will actually would sit in a room, and I didn't know this at first. When you align yourself in meditation, you're aligning all your colors. And I have this habit of just kind of quick alignment. And I did that one day, just kind of relax. And I looked up, and she's looking at me like, and I'm like, okay, am I weirding her out or what's going on? It wasn't until later she told me she sees ghosts and she sees other people's aura. And she said the second time you did that, I'm asking you now, how are you aligning your aura that quickly? Basically, it's the way I work, the way I have to function in my life to actually be around other people. And in doing so, I learned to screw with her.
You never.
No, it's not like a. I get to hear this, stop the disco. Or Dano, I know you're touching me. Me? No, not. Okay. Learning to, if we all learn to manipulate our own energy and actually control it, we'd be a little bit more sensitive to each other. We'd have a little more understanding of each other. And the bad part is we can't hide our feelings from each other that well. Which ultimately is not a bad thing. You have a bunch of friends that care about you. They know how you feel. You're over there, you're hiding it. You're like, I'm okay. No, you're not.
And then when they randomly call you, what's wrong? Nothing. Bullshit.
And there's one I like to talk about too. When your friend calls you out of the blue, there is, as they like some metaphysics teachers, I disagree with this totally. They say that we're all connected by a thin line. It's not a thin line. We're all connected by one big mass energy. And we can go to Star Trek. Or not Star Trek. Sorry, Kate. I know I threw you a bone. Star Wars. The Force. The Force is actually beneath our feet. Gavin and Yvonne Frost. Yvonne taught me first. But listening to them and reading their books, nature has a lot of energy in it. Trees especially, a lot of old energy. The older they are, the more you'll get. They actually will take bad, negative energy from you and give you back good. Dirt, not so much. But if you walk on the ground barefoot, you're actually receiving and giving energy. You're actually kind of cleansing yourself with nature, with the ground. It doesn't matter. I know some people think it feels better in the grass. That's life. There's life there. The ground, pavement's a little bit odd, but it's all earth. It's all ground. It's all energy there. There's energy in the ground. It's not scientific, but there is a measure of it. Minute, but there is a measure of it. Energy is everywhere. Only, I think there's even energy in the black hole. It's got to be. It's sucking in everything. So, is there any questions so far?
What does it mean when people look at you and when they say they see your aura that they see everything in that place?
That's an intimidation. Okay. If they see everything, they're trying to get you to tell them something. You can see different colors, okay? If you can see everything, okay. What do you see?
Well, like I've been told that they'll see it, like it'll be one color and like within the same like minute it'll like flash this color and then this color and then this color by multiple different people that are nowhere around each other.
Nowhere around each other? They see different colors flashing? You're changing your mind? You're not going to stay on one color. You're going to change with your mood. How did you feel when somebody told you your colors were changing when they walked up to you?
Like mood changes and you know because I know I feel stuff from other people and I feel that so I would assume that would affect that. So would that be why maybe it to some people appears to like flash, especially
If you're extra sensitive, sometimes your colors will change. If you have a strong influence, you're going to have a bright colors. Okay? And it can be brown. You can have a very bright brown. It doesn't mean you're full of... But, you know, the darker the colors, the more guarded you are. The brighter the colors, the more outgoing you are. That I like to stick by. Like I said before, if everybody's different, everybody's moods are different, you're going to zoom different colors. Any other questions? Any more?
If you not, or you were talking about a lot of people being extra sensitive, are there those that are not very sensitive at all, and can that be improved, or is that just your lot?
Yes, it can be improved. As a child, you were extra sensitive. Remember going up to somebody, as your kids always go up to somebody with you, and they're like, I don't like this person. Or, hey, that old man looks like fun. Your kids are actually reading off a lot of the energy. A lot of people say kids see ghosts. Yeah.
Plus also, your pets can see them too.
Uh-huh. But people, we knew what it was. We knew how to feel other people's energy when we were kids. We grew up. We desensitized. We got into the rigmarole of we got to do this, we got to do that, we got to do this, we got to function in society. This is what society's teaching us. Please hurry up and get there. Please do this to get it done. We forgot a lot. It's not until we have a little bit of an awakening and we actually start feeling other people's energy or start recognizing this. One good way of recognizing this is remembering a last good hug. How it felt, how warm it was, how inviting it was, and how it was received and given back to you. That is a very strong energy between two. Your dog or pet that gets up on and loves on you is actually giving you energy and trying to take some away from you that's worn you out during the day. You can always practice more. It's limitless. Like I said, feel the air around you. You can actually start to feel tingling or some sort of sensation around you. This is what is around you. Okay? Controlling what's around you is your own shield, your own energy, your own suit, if you want to say. What's inside of you is stronger. And that's what's driving you. Okay, anyone else? Where's our crystal?
Oh, that one.
Yeah. How's it feel, Tabby? It's nice and fuzzy.
You're gonna have to fight me for it.
I'm gonna have to fight you for it.
Both our hands.
Yep, I think we're done. Okay.